Hey everyone, welcome to In the Box presented by Raising Canes, our brand new series where we sit down with Aviators players and you get to know the person behind the jersey. To kick off this series, we're going to be sitting down with A's top prospect, Henry Bolte. He's a Bay Area native with elite speed and raw power. He's currently the A's number 6 prospect in the organization, and he's quickly showing why. All right, Henry, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Henry Bolte from Palo Alto.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. How was growing up in Palo Alto?
Yeah. I mean, it's a great area. I mean, maybe not as big as like some of the SoCal, Texas areas. But I always thought there was good baseball there, and made some of my best friends growing up playing baseball, and it's where I fell in love with the game as a young kid. So I think it was great. I was fortunate that it kept it fun, and it was the kids' game to start. It still is, but that's kind of how I fell in love with it out there with all my buddies. So it was a great environment playing baseball and growing up there in general.
I know that you were committed to Texas out of high school, but then the A's made the call. So can you walk me through that process and what you were feeling and really how you made the decision to go pro?
Yeah. I mean, so super fortunate to have the opportunity to go to Texas and play baseball and be a student there. So I knew that, either decision I made was going to be a fine one. And so that kind of gave me confidence to, explore both options. And, we were just talking about it. Always been an A's fan. And, my dream since I was a kid is to play in the big leagues. And so that was the goal. If I had gone to school was to wind up in this same spot. So, super fortunate for that to be an option a little bit earlier. And then, it's super cool that the A's came calling and it was a hometown team. So helped out a little bit. But, at the end of the day, I always wanted to play in the big league. So it was kind of one step towards that goal for me.
So you've been through Lansing, Midland, now Vegas. What can you tell me about your experiences from all of them? Is there anything that really stands out in each one or one in particular?
Yeah. I mean, I think just as you go, there's talented baseball players at every stop here in pro ball. You've got to have some talent to get into pro ball. And, I think it's just how that talent gets refined into skill over time. You got some super, super talented young guys. That's kind of the group I was in when I was younger in low A. And you see some guys who, you can see kind of down in the future what it might look like, but there's a lot of work to be done. And, as you work your way up and it gets a little bit more refined, the further you go, the pitchers get better, defense gets better. Notice that a lot in double A, kind of the biggest, step up for that. And then here, you've got big leaguers. So there's guys who are just professionals. They know how to play baseball and the cleanest level of baseball. So it's more fun that way. It's true baseball, but it's a fun, game to be around when it's played that clean. But I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed moving through the levels.
Okay. Is there a particular coach that maybe pushed you a little harder that got you to where you're at today?
I had people growing up that I worked out with, hit with, that kind of got me into pro ball. Some local people that still work out with to this day. Who have helped me kind of in my journey as a young kid and preparing for the season in the off season. And then I've had some great. The whole A's staff has been unbelievable. I think 4 years now that I've been with them, and so I think it's a team effort. It takes a village to move through the system and get to the big leagues. So I think you can't do it by yourself. And so everyone's been a great help.
That's awesome. All right, let's move into more your personal life. What's something that outside of baseball, our fans and baseball fans in general would be surprised to know about you?
Oh, I don't know. Keep it pretty low key off the field. I think something I take a little pride in. I don't know if it's totally the question, but my music taste. I like all sorts of music. I'll explore kind of anything. So there's nothing that I can say that I hate or dislike. Maybe it's not my favorite, but I try to explore a little bit of everything there. And then I think that's something that I'm into off the field, kind of just finding new stuff.
Okay. You play like any instruments or anything?
I played piano growing up. I haven't played since middle school probably. So I wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. Maybe that helped me, introduce me into some different music for sure. I was playing some older stuff.
Okay.
But no, it's been a while since I played an instrument.
Gotcha. Is there a guilty pleasure song that you go back to, or just something that people really wouldn't expect?
I don't know about a guilty pleasure one. I think there's different ones you got to play at different times. I think just different situations call for different music. There's some maybe more guilty pleasure songs I like to play after wins and such with the team. Some of the old early 2010 pop, gets some of the clubhouse going sometimes.
All right. Is there a guy in the clubhouse right now that isn't the best DJ, that doesn't have the best?
I don't know. I just got here. I'm feeling it out a little bit still.
All right.
Maybe I can get back to you on that one.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Obviously, you're still getting to that major league call up, waiting for that call. But was there a certain point where you really felt like you're that guy?
I mean, not necessarily of like I've made it, because like you said, I'm playing to get to the big leagues, stick around and hopefully win a World Series and have a long career there. And so I think that's more of, the end goal in sight. I think there's little check marks along the way. Anytime getting promoted is great. It's a little nod of like, hey, you're on the right track, doing things the right way. So I think those are nice moments that kind of reassure you, like, hey, you're putting in the right work or on the right path. So I think that's probably the closest to that. No moment of like, I'm here. I've made it, because there's still plenty of work to be done.
Always. When you do get that call, if it's Fran or another coach that calls you into their office and tells you, hey, it's your time, we're calling you up. Is there a person or people that you will call right away and tell them?
Parents are gonna be first. They've been with me through everything. I mean, obviously everything in life, baseball journey, just everything else when I was little, and they've been unbelievably supportive. So, they'll be the first call. And then, like I said earlier, it takes a village. There's buddies back home who have been with me through just about everything, and coaches who have really impacted me where I wouldn't be here without them. So, there's gonna be a few phone calls that have to be made for sure, all in quick order. But, looking forward to being able to tell those people like, hey, wouldn't have been able to make it without you. And it's just a special moment for them as it would be for me. And I'm sure that's the same for everybody getting a call to the big leagues.
Oh yeah. Well, I think you'll be there shortly.
I hope so.
You're killing it out there.
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. What do you hope the people watching this get and take away from what you are about and who you are?
I think just getting to know. I think this is a great little series you guys are doing here, getting to know players, off the field, because I know myself as a fan growing up, like you just see guys on the field as a baseball player, and sometimes there's more to that. There's more to the story. Sometimes it's a lot of baseball in people's lives, but there's a story of how that's come to be. So I think that's a great thing that you guys are exploring. So I think just that, and getting to know, everyone wants to know the people that they're watching on the field, what they are a little bit, peeled back, what the layers to that person are just a little bit. So getting to know the players in depth is awesome.
Awesome. I mean, Canes is right here.
Yeah.
I mean, are you a chicken fan? Are you a chicken guy?
Yeah, I love Canes. Canes throughout pro ball. We're talking a little bit about the weird schedule, and Canes has never failed to be open post game for me to go eat. My mom always comes in town. I think it's the first place that we go. So
okay.
Yeah, I do love chicken tenders, Canes specifically. It's always good. So
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to take a bite of some chicken?
I can get into whatever.
These break into one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
These are all
sweet. I'll get in here. Yeah. I usually I'll take a little piece of the toast and I'll tear it off maybe like this. Take a tender. Let's see. We got this one open. Get in the sauce, and this is how I roll with it all the time. You got to go extra toast though. Always extra toast. Yeah. Delicious every time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Yeah.
Having the fans get to know you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll see you out on the field. Can't wait
I appreciate it.
Hopefully
soon.
Oh, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.